I'm not sure this is a better angle. Like I said, I'm not sure this is a better angle, but it'll do for today, right? So, good late morning to you. Good after morning. Jim Adkins here with Jim.Adkins.Life. This is day one of our 6 day. My dog's already looking for breakfast. This is day one of our 6 day workshop on how to achieve goals. Today, we're going to start off kind of slow, I hope, and we're going to get into a whole lot of stuff. But what I want you to understand, it's not going to be very long. The video is going to be fairly short. I want you to take notes, okay? And if you're not a great note taker, that's okay. If you're a fantastic note taker, um, bear with me, okay? To outline what it is you're about ready to do, I want you to get your notebook out, get a pen and paper, get ready to go, okay? And on that first page, just write how to achieve my goal. Just write it down there. How to achieve my goal. Actually, put an S on there. How to achieve my goals, because we're going to talk about a lot of different goals. I don't want to overwhelm you, but when we talk about setting a goal, you're going to hear me say, and you'll hear me repeat myself a lot, that if you set one goal, it should and probably will affect a lot of areas in your life. I knew I could count on you, Cindy. How you doing? Um, so when we talk about these, they're going to affect every area of your life. So in a good way, okay? The first thing I want you to do is in your head right now, and just you can jot as many notes as you want. There's no formula as far as my notes go, other than try to stay focused. Is what are your goals for this 6 day workshop? That'll be easy. I'll outline that for you real quick. Your goal for this workshop is 1, to learn what a goal is. Okay. 2, learn how to justify that goal. 3, set that goal, hold yourself accountable. 4, learn to measure it and monitor it. Okay, and all of that goes with what is really a goal, but as we go through this, you'll learn these things. Number 5, sensory acuity. Now, sensory acuity, and these are in no certain order, trust me, we'll get there, but sensory acuity means learn to know when you're off track and get back on track. Probably the most important one, and you can make this number 6 or number 1, is your purpose for the goal. Okay, we're going to learn to discover our purpose. And I've got a little acronym that I borrowed from somebody, and I've got some 7 steps that you can write down right now if you want. So write down, if you want, SMARTER. That's the word, SMARTER. And I wrote it top to bottom on my page, SMART, because I'm going to give you a word for each letter of that word. So SMARTER. And then for the S, with pertaining to goals, S would be specific. Okay, so you write SMARTER, you write specific. Okay, and then the M stands for measurable. So you can write this down, measurable. And then the A, it needs to be attainable. So SMA, A is attainable. R, we want it relative or relatable, right, to our situation, to where we are in life. So R. T, it has to have a time deadline. So T is for time. Okay. E would be evaluate. We said learn to evaluate and find out where you're at in your goal. And we'll talk about how often you want to evaluate your goals. We'll get into that in a minute. And R. Now, this one's kind of subjective. Reward. At certain marks in your goal, certain achievement levels, learn to reward yourself. And that reward can be different for everybody and for every goal. So like I said, it's subjective. So you have SMARTER. Now those are simple ideas, right? But they go right along with what we're going to talk about on how to set a goal. The 7 steps or 7 strategies for goal setting. Write these down. 7 strategies, okay? Or 7 types of goals. You can name it whatever you want. The types of goals I want you to look at, and you don't have to set, okay, when we set these goals, you don't have to set all of these, all right? Don't get overwhelmed. But the ones you can look at, career, financial, spiritual, physical, intellectual, family, and social. Now, relationship to me is different than all of those. And if you want a relationship goal, you put that on there too, relationships. Okay, I will post these back up. We'll go over them again, or you can hit me up and I'll type them in for you in case you missed them. But let's get going now real quick. So what is a goal? A goal can be a lot of different things to a lot of different people. But basically, it's you recognizing where you are and where you want to be and the difference between. Finding that gap. Okay, that's a goal. So when you look at where you're at, honestly, and you look at where you want to be, honestly, there's probably a gap. If not, you can change the idea of a goal and say, I want more of this, but then that creates a gap. So a goal is just really creating a gap up here. And I'll tell you why that's important. Remember, if you think about it, it becomes a dream. Okay. When you speak about it, it becomes a plan. When you write it down or schedule it, it becomes real. And when you show up, it becomes power. Well, a goal does that automatically to your brain. So when we talk about what is a goal is simply you stating, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be. And once you make that distinction, your brain, believe it or not, your subconscious goes into automatic pilot on closing that gap. It does. It goes automatic. You don't have to do anything other than get out of its way. Okay. So get out of your own way. So when you set a goal, you say, this is where I'm at, this is where I want to be. And your brain goes, boop, there's a gap. Let's fill it. Okay. So that's a goal. Did you think about, for me, I asked you, did you think about what goals you might want to have? Okay. Let's take a minute and write those down real quick. And I'm going to go fairly quick so you can scribble your notes and you can come back and clean them up later, but it's important to write things down. So when you learn how to set a goal, well, we're talking about achieving a goal, but in order to achieve it, we got to have one, right? The first thing you want to learn that everybody learns, and listen, you've probably heard this stuff 1,000 times. I have, but it's good to hear it again. Make it specific. Okay, and we talked about that's the first S, specific. If you want more money, you don't say, I want more money, because here's a penny, you got more money. That's probably not what you were talking about, right? But if finances are your goal and you specifically say, I want to turn my yearly income into my monthly income, that's specific. Now you're making $80,000 a year right now and you want to make that monthly. That's a specific goal. Okay, now if your head went, 80,000 a month, it may not be relatable to you. So as we move down the list, when you set a goal, it definitely has to be relatable. But I want you to reach for the stars. Now, I don't want you to reach out of bounds, but I want you to reach for your stars. So let's pick a certain area of your life that you want to change, okay? And my wife and I talk about this all the time, but let's say you're not as, what's that? Let's say that you're not as healthy as you want to be. And we're having interruptions here. You're not as healthy as you want to be. And there's a gap between where you're at and where you want to be. We're going to have to, can you get that down? There's a gap where you are and where you want to be. Excuse me. I'm sorry about the interruptions. There was not supposed to be any interruptions when we do this. So you're not as healthy as you want to be. You set the goal, I want to be healthier. Well, what does being healthier mean to you? What does that actually mean? Does it mean that you're able to do more things, or you feel better, or you look better? You have to be specific about it. So when you're talking about your health or your fitness, let's be specific. All right. So what's the difference between a big goal and a little goal? Well, let's say you want to buy a house. Would you consider that a big goal or a little goal? And is that a big part of your financial goal or a little part of your financial goal? Here's an example. Let's say the house is $200,000. Let's say the house is $1 million. And you know where you're at financially and where you need to be. So you set a gap. I want that $1 million home. This is what I have to do to buy it. I want to pay cash for it. I don't want to finance it. Or I want to go on with a partnership and do whatever it is you want to do. Once you've defined that goal, there are certain action steps that you must take in order to reach each marking point for that goal. Well, I want to do it by, I'm just going to arbitrarily pick some things out here. Okay, so you want to buy a new house by January 1st. So you've got 4 months, right? September, October, November, December. Each month, what steps need to be taken in order to buy that house? Well, do you know what the house looks like? Do you know where the house is? Okay, you gotta be specific. Find the house, right? So you find the house. What else needs to happen? Well, you need to get it off the market or keep it quiet, right? You need to raise the money, or you need to have the money. You need to decide. What are you doing with your house? There's some things that you need to take care of before your goal will be accomplished. More important than all of those little steps are, why do you want that $1 million home? What's the reason behind that goal? Once you come up with the reason, all the other stuff is easy. Trust me. And we're going to talk about this in day 2, but I'm going to throw it at you right now. Have you ever achieved a goal in your life already that you thought was impossible? Think about it for a minute. Have you already achieved a goal in your life that you thought was impossible? Is there a certain car you wanted, a certain person you thought you could never have in your life, a house, a job, a bank account, a certain look, a feeling, and you got it? You don't know how. You just set your mind out there and you say, I want this, and it's going to be mine. And and it happened. I have several times, and I love it. And I can do it anytime I want if I stay out of my way. So what is a goal? Today's the day you're going to learn. Pick for me, and you don't have to tell me now, but I want you to write it down. Pick for you at least 3 areas of your life that you're totally happy with. 3 areas of your life you're totally happy with. I know that's tough, right? But it can be any area I'll make it easy. Let's just pick one. Okay. Pick one area of your life that you're extremely happy with. It can be any area you want. Write it down. Okay. It can be your fitness, your health, your relationships, your job, your finances, your Saturday afternoon, your Sunday mornings, one area of your life that you're totally happy with. Okay. Good. Just keep that there. Skip a few lines, come down and write for me, for you, one area of your life you think needs improvement. Just one. You can write 4 if you want. If you really want to be an overachiever, write down 4. 4 areas of your life that you think could be improved. Okay. Now, when you look at the area of your life that you feel accomplished in, there are certain feelings that go with that. There are certain actions that you take on a daily basis to make sure that's in a good spot, right? And if it's on autopilot, trust me, it can be better. It really can. But if you've learned to do those things and those are autopilot, bravo, you stay out of your own way. Now, when you look at the next line, the area of your life that you might want to improve, this is where we're going to start to set a goal. Now, if you say, I want a better financial position, that's not specific. If you say, I want a better grades at college, that's not specific. If you say, I want to finish my invention, but you don't get specific on the date or the time, that's not specific enough. If you say you want to lose weight and get healthy, but you don't put a time limit, that's not specific. I'm picking on people now. But so what area of your life do you think needs a little bit of help in changing? Now, to set that goal, let's reach for the stars. Okay? Reach for it. I'm going to help you out here. If it's your career and you want an advancement in your career, what position do you want? Who's in that position now? And what do they do that keeps them there? And what can you do to offer better service, more things for that position? Okay, without being specific to the position, it's kind of tough for me to help you, but what can you do to get there and surpass them? Now, you cannot set your goals based on the actions or reactions of others. Okay, know that. So whoever's in the position you want, it's not about knocking them down. It's not about taking them out. It's not about hoping that they help you move up. No. If that position is the one you want, it may not even be in the company you work for. But if you want those responsibilities and you want that paycheck and you want that type of life, you write it down specifically. You can see it, you can feel it, and then you give me a reason. Give yourself a reason for it. This is how you set your goals. What do you want? Be specific, and then write down the reason for it. Got it? I know a lot of you are interested in your fitness, your health, and your career. Those are important things to everybody. Love and relationship are really important too. If your fitness is your goal, I want you to be specific. So if you want to lose weight and you say, that's my goal, I want to lose weight, that's not a goal. Okay. That's not a goal. If you say, I want to lose 30 pounds, that's still not a goal. If you say, I want to lose 30 pounds by January 1st this year, now we're talking. Okay. Now we've got a gap. And we've got a specific time to fill that gap. Okay. I want to lose 30 pounds by January 1st this year. This is where I'm at. This is where I want to be. Now the brain goes, got it. And it starts moving. And you already know, what do I got to do? I got to diet. I got to exercise. That's not specific enough. So you wrote down your goal. I want to lose 30 pounds by January 1st, 2020, 8 a.m. Okay. You can even be more specific. I want to lose 30 pounds. 15% of that's going to be body fat. I want to be at an 8% body fat. I want to be at this weight. I want to look like this. Take a picture of somebody that you admire that looks like that, or that you can, and make it relatable, and put that on there. Okay. That's specific. Now, why? Well, when I lose the 30 pounds, or as I lose the 30 pounds, not if. Okay. You've got to state it in the positive. When I lose, or as I lose this 30 pounds, I know I will continue to feel much better. My skin will be this. My heart will be this. My brain will function this way. I will have energy to spend time with my grandkids or my loved ones, or I'll feel like getting out more. Or finally, I will put that bathing suit on and get to the beach and go swimming. Whatever your reasons are. Okay, don't make it based on other people. But you heard me say this in one of my other videos. So I can put that little black dress on and make my ex wish they'd have never done what they did. Okay, I'm not sure how I'd look in a little black dress, but I can relate to that. I understand that people feel that way. But do you understand what I'm saying? You don't want to do that, because then your whole goal is based on how they feel about you, and that's irrelevant. Okay. Try to make it happy. And I want to hear from you. Like tomorrow when we go live on Facebook, you can do it on here right now if you want. But tomorrow when I go live on Facebook, I want to know what your goals are. Okay. You don't have to be real detailed for us, especially if they're private. But when you lose 30 pounds, man, can you imagine what that feels like? I went from 230 to 203. And I'll tell you what, I thought I was a little light at that time. I was a little scrawnier than I wanted to be, but I really loved it. And I'm headed back to 208, and that's where I want to be. I went back to 215. I'm now at 212 again. My physical goals are very specific, but it's more about a look for me now than it is a number, even though those numbers are important to me, because they are my marking points for my goal. Here's the next step, right? We'll talk about that another day. Today is, what is a goal? For me, I want a certain look, and I'll share it with you right now, and you can hold me accountable. You guys know who Dwayne Johnson is, The Rock, right? Okay, The Rock and I have a lot in common. Not a lot, but I wish I had his money and his talent. But he and I have a sense of humor that I love, and he's an Elvis fan. I mean, we've got some common ideas. So when I watch him, even with my wife, she's like, he reminds me of you. So I look at his body now, and he's over 40. I can't remember what he's 48 or something like that. Excuse me if I'm wrong, Dwayne, but look at his body. I want to look like that. Is it vain? Maybe a little bit of my goal is vanity, but I'm okay with that. I want to look good. I want to feel good. And I think I can do it. Matter of fact, I know I can do it. And I'm going to do it by January 1st. And not only that, I'm going to take that body and I'm going to put it on stage, something I'd never thought about doing in my life. I'm not going to wear a Speedo, but I have to wear some kind of bodybuilding trunks, right? And I'm going to get on the senior division over 50, and I'm going to compete for the very first time as a bodybuilder. Why? It's a way to hold myself accountable. I'm getting on stage whether I'm ready or not. And I don't want to step up there looking like old pudgy, pudgy farmer dude. I want to be on stage. So that's my goal. And it's specific and it has a time limit. That competition is in April. January is when I know I'm going to be there. And February, March is just going to be that refinement phase. And I'm going. Now, in order to do that, to set that goal, I have a gap. I know what the gap is, okay? But I can see it. Don't think me weird. I got a picture of Dwayne. I got a picture of The Rock. I got a picture of Arnold Schwarzenegger on my weight room wall. Why? That's where I'm headed. I'm going there. And you know what? The power of my mind has set in my mind that when I look in the mirror now, I'm confused because in my head, I've got a vision of who I'm going to be. And it's so strong that when I look in the mirror, I go, that's not me yet. I'm not, no. I look different than that. And I'm trying to get the mirror to catch up with the image. Does that make sense? And it's going to happen. So what is a goal? A goal is simply you recognizing that you're here and you want to be here. That's it. Write them down. What are they? Be as big as you want, okay? Or be as small as you want. But let's talk about your goals. And I'm going to need some interaction because that's it. That's it. It's easy as that on this first day. Learn to set a goal. That's it. What is your goal? And you can go as far as you want, okay? Let's talk about this real quick and then I'll let you get busy. How big can it be? There's a question. Okay. If you're making $20,000 a year and you want to make $1 million a year, good morning, Miss Bosick, how are you? From 20 to a million is a big gap. Is it unattainable? Absolutely not. It is absolutely doable. It really is. Once you kick your reticular activating system into gear and you use the law of attraction, you will start getting holy crap ideas that will move you in that direction. But if you don't take action, you're never going to see it. So day 3, we're actually going to talk about building an action plan. We'll probably talk on day 2, but an action plan is very important. Without the purpose for that, very rarely do people take action. Your reasoning right now can be, I'm sick of this. I'm done. I want to be there. I'm done. And that's a good motivator to get you moving. Okay. Being sick, getting disgusted, getting upset, getting to the point of, this ain't going to happen is one of the best places to be to launch a new goal. It really is. When you're disgusted, fed up, not going to have anymore, that motivates people and moves them away from where they're at. But when you launch that rocket, if you've got no place to go, guess what? You're going nowhere fast. It's said that people who have goals are twice as successful, if not 10 times more successful than people without goals. People without goals don't succeed. And if they did, they wouldn't know it anyway. You don't want to be that person. Yet, 90% of the people out there are the people without goals. And I wrote this down because it floored me. Let's see if I can find it real quick. It's not on here, but I believe it was 10% of the people actually set and follow their goals and monitor them. And that 10% own 90% of this nation's wealth. When you talk about the 10 percenters and you remember that whole big thing, where do you want to be? And you can be all righteous and say, I don't want to be in the top 10%. Why not? Why don't you want to be in the top 10% of your field? Why don't you want to be in the top? Why don't you want to be the top? Let's say you're 50 or over and you want to be in the best shape that you've been over the last 40 years. Isn't that the top 10% of your life? Yes, ma'am. That is why I lose motivation, Cindy says. I'm not specific enough with my weight goals. Absolutely. You can motivate until you're blue in the face. And if you don't have a specific purpose and reason, time and date to achieve something, a way to monitor it, a way to write it down, somebody to hold you accountable, even if it's yourself, you have to have all of these things in place. Now, this sounds like a lot, but it's really not. And I'm Cindy, listen, I'm excited because this is the last quarter of the year, right? September, October, November, December. For me, it is an evaluation time. It is a reinventing time. This is what a goal is. It's a chance to reinvent yourself in every area of your life. You write them down. Don't fall into the January effect where once a year people, I'm not going to smoke anymore, or I'm going to eat better this year, or it's January, and then you never look at that goal again. After 3 weeks you're done and it's over, right? That's 90% of the population. Bless your heart, bless their heart, because it's not us, right? Bless their heart, they can do that. I want you to be better. I'm going to be better. Mr. Molly says, hi, I just got here, already on board with what I hear. Good job. This 6 days is going to be amazing, people. This 6-day workshop is probably going to be one of my favorites. As I set my goals, I'm going to share them with you. And we're going to talk about this as we go forward, but I'll preview it here. You're going to monitor and regularly look at your goals. When you write these down specifically, and I need you to write them down specifically so that you can read and understand them. Okay. If you write like me, you may have to write a couple of times because I scribble if I go too fast. But write them down. Clearly define your goals. Get a page or 6 for each goal and review them once a month. Review the important ones daily. And I mean review them. And don't just read them, okay, today I'm supposed to remember to lose weight. No. Your action plan is going to be clearly defined. And it might sound like a lot of work, but anything worth having is worth working for. And if I could tell you, in 6 days, I'm going to give you the map to change your life forever. How does that make you feel? I'm not just shooting bull here. I'm going to give you the map in this next 6 days, a full, easy to understand, scientifically proven map on how to change your life forever for the best. That should excite the hell out of you. If you learn something in this mode, you're very rarely to get anything out of it. But if you get excited and you feel like, can you feel the energy that I've got? I mean, I get fired up. This is what I do when I teach martial arts. I get on the floor and I let people know that it's possible to do what I'm doing. If I can do it, anybody can do it. And I want you to be better than me. Same thing with these goals. So September 1st, that's today. What a great day. Nancy Bozick says, I'm ready to level up. This lady has leveled up more times than I know in anybody's life. And here she goes again. I'm excited to watch her do that. I love it. Pretty damn hopeful? No, Mr. Motley. I like the idea that you're on there. Pretty damn hopeful. I know I can do it. I got this. Come on, buddy. You do. What is it you want? And I want you to share them with me later. Write them down, though, and let's get moving. Be real about it. Now, when I was talking about if you're making $20,000 and you want to go to $1 million and you say you're going to do that this week, and it works, let me know. Let me know how you did it. I don't doubt that it's possible, but for me, it's not that relatable. Okay. If I've already got something in place that could happen this week, if I changed something and it would make me $1 million, I think I got that. Okay. But let's be realistic about it for a minute and relatable. If you're making $20,000 now and you want to make $1 million a year, you want to make $20,000 a month. Okay. That would, $200,000 a year. Those are attainable goals. They really are. Now, how do you fill that gap? How do you close the gap? You're going to need a reason for that $1 million that's specific. And then every idea that pops up in your head along the way, you better pay attention to, and you better take action to get there. Can you do it? I believe you can. I really, really do believe you can. I'm doing it. Okay. I'm not going for 20,000, $1 million. I'm a little closer to that. But by the end of this year, I guarantee you, I will have $5 million in the bank. Why? That's my number. That's my goal. And I know why I want it. I want the financial freedom to make all of Sarah's dreams come true and to help as many people as I can without putting myself into the hole like I have in the past years. That's it. She doesn't need to work. She doesn't need to stress. She deserves to have the best time, of her life. And I'm going to give it to her. So that's it. Excited. I've got this. Yes, you do, Cindy. Yes, sir, Mr. Molly. Thank you, sir. Um, be Tigger, not Eeyore. Okay, yeah, that's a good one. Be Tigger, not Eeyore. Tiggers are wonderful things, right? We won't go into it. I sing you the song, but that's not going to do any good today, right? So stay excited, get excited, make your goals, make a list, and listen, get this attitude. And if you got, even if you take just a piece of it, when you're writing these goals, I want you to be excited. I want you to be optimistic. I want you, Mr. Motley, to be hopeful. I really do. Um, be specific, though. State it in the now. I am now losing 30 pounds. Starting today, not starting tomorrow, starting today, I'm losing 30 pounds. Okay, starting today, I'm working on my new career. How are you going to do that? Well, there's going to be an action plan that's going to come into place. At the end of this 6 days, you're going to have a launching pad, a programmable rocket, and a destination. And when you push launch, I can't wait to see what happens. I really can't. So here we go. Day one, learn to set a goal, how to pick your goals that are important to you. You're going to write out 10 or 12 goals, people. Review them tonight, review them tonight, review them tonight. And you're going to put them in order of importance. And how you put them in the order of importance is by purpose and reason. Okay, so when you write out your goals that you want to achieve, they don't have to be, you don't have to have an action plan on how you're going to get there. Don't get me wrong. I don't need you to map out everything right now. Just something. I want to lose 30 pounds. I want to make $1 million by January 1st. I want a new career by summertime. I want my own business by summertime. I want that new automobile in my driveway as of December 25th. It's going to be my Christmas present. Write your goal out and then write down why. Why do I want that new automobile? I deserve it. Well, be a little more specific than that. I will feel accomplished. Whatever it is, it's your reason. Okay, that's your first thing. Make it realistic. Now, what is realistic? Realistic is something you can relate to and you know can be true. I want it to be a little uncomfortable though. Don't settle. Don't go, I'm making 20,000 now, I'd be okay with 25. No, hell no. No, 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 no. You want 50 grand, you want to double your salary, you want to make your yearly income monthly, you make it happen. Can it happen? Yes, it can happen. People have made it happen before you. What did they have that you didn't have? An action plan, a specific goal, a key to holding themselves accountable, sensory acuity, and a purpose and a reason to drive forward. And then me. But they might have had somebody like me. Good. All right. So number 3, why is it important? We talked about that. Number 4, how it works to rewrite your brain. We talked about that. And I'll jump off here. I know it's been 30 minutes. I apologize for that. But when you decide, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to be, your brain rewrites itself. Automatically, people, it recognizes that gap and it starts to work to fill the gap. If you get in your way and you start setting up, I can't because of this, or I've never been able to because of that, and it's so hard, and they're lucky and they have more time. Knock it off. I'm going to teach you to get out of your way. You know you can do it. We got this. We're going to make it happen. Okay. And today's the day to reinvent yourself. It really is. September 1st. Number 5, the correct goals. What are the correct goals? Correct goals are goals that mean the most to you. Write down the list of goals, put them in order of importance by why, and you'll discover what's more important to you. Don't think they're frivolous. And listen, I don't care if you feel like you don't want to read your goals to somebody or even share them online because you're worried about what somebody will think. Boy, if I didn't promise my wife I wouldn't cuss on here, I'd be letting it loose. You don't set goals based on what other people think. You set goals on what you want to achieve. If you don't want to read them or tell anybody else, perfect. Why? It's none of their business. And if they're going to nix you and you can't get over them nixing you, don't tell them. Don't tell them. Keep it to yourself. The power is within you and people like you. If you want to tell me, I'm all for it. And you can, I don't care what your goal is. If you want to make pink and purple polka dotted bunny rabbits for Easter and make $1 million selling them, let's get the material and let's have at it. I want to be a partner in your business. Whatever it is, let's go. Okay. Good. That's day 1. What is the goal? You're going to find out. Start writing them down. This is what's going to happen, okay? On YouTube, I'm going to try to have an organized 6-day plan of action for us, okay? I'm going to go live on the Facebook channel every morning. I will probably pre-record the 6-day workshop. I was supposed to do that. This is just easier for me, and I love it better. So maybe or maybe not. But when we go live on Facebook, that's when I want the interaction. And I'll try to be as consistent as I can. You know, I'm an early riser, but this is my schedule for the week, okay? On Monday, I will go live with you 9:30 Arizona or Michigan time in the morning. 9:30 is 6:30, I think, in Arizona. Good morning, okay? Because I teach from 6 o'clock in the morning here till about 9 o'clock this Monday. I know it's a holiday, but that I'm going to go work. I'm going to teach. I love to teach. Tuesday, I'll wait until I'm going to put my foot in my mouth. I'll go to the gym. Okay, Tuesday, 10 o'clock. Okay, 10 a.m. I better write it down. I'll be out here at 6 o'clock in the morning. 10 a.m. I'll go live on Facebook Tuesday. Okay. Wednesday, we'll do the same thing. We'll do 10 a.m. Wednesday. We'll do 10 a.m. Thursday. This is Michigan time, so that gives you guys time to wake up. Listen, Arizona, if you're not up and on here, I might change those times. Okay. Michigan, I don't know if you guys are working or not, but you can let me know how it works. And we'll discuss it. All right, guys. Have a great holiday. I don't know what your plans are. Don't just make plans for the holiday. Make plans for the rest of the year. Did you see my post on that? Most people plan their vacation more than they plan their retirement. Ridiculous. Have a beautiful day. I love you. Let's get moving. I'm excited. Can you tell? On your mark, get set, go.